Here you see the beautiful Salisbury Cathedral, strong in its appreciation of music and the arts, located in the heart of the Salisbury Plains, about an hour west of London. Our guide, Julie Woodbridge, and our coach driver, Tim Evans, led us around this beautiful country, rich in history and culture. While our focus was visiting Methodist historic sites, we learned so much more on this journey together.
Room to your right, well, that is the sister of Lady Jane Grey down there. I'll talk a bit more about her when we're back on the coach.
The cathedrals were magnificent. The art was stunning, like this baptismal font that looks like a mirror, but it's all water. And the food, well, the food was outstanding. We ate scones with clotted cream and jam. Oh, were they good. And we saw art, such as the exhibit of hares found here at Salisbury Cathedral. We enjoyed music. After a busy first day in Salisbury and Stonehenge, and after a good night's rest in a fine hotel, we set out to see Bristol, including the street art like this Banksy, and then to visit the New Room. There's more about this site in part 1 of Best of Britain, but this is where Francis Asbury met with John Wesley and heard his plea to go to America. We spent all morning looking at the New Room and touring Bristol, and then we took off for the journey to Bath. For centuries, Bath has been a site where people would go to vacation. The beautiful gardens as seen here, the majestic hotels like the Royal Crescent. And right in the heart of the city of Bath is the majestic Bath Cathedral, adjacent to the Roman baths, right next door, all on the city square, where hundreds come to feel the warm waters and to even drink the warm water from the Roman baths. But some of us decided to eat scones and to enjoy green tea once more. Our tour included this comfortable coach, which conveniently would drop us off and pick us up at the fine sites that we toured. We had devotions every day on the coach, and since it was designed for 49 passengers, the 15 of us had plenty of room. The following pictures were all taken from the coach on the tour. We loved the beauty of the Lake District and the quaintness of the towns, and another opportunity for afternoon tea. We were reminded of the many authors and writers who loved this area as well. Our tour then took us to Edinburgh, where we had a chance to meet Dee, our local guide. The Royal Mile extends from the Edinburgh Castle near St. Giles Church, pictured here, all the way to the Holyrood Palace, where even the Queen would still stay today. The Reformation in Scotland was led by John Knox and ended in the Church of Scotland being formed. All of this taking place in the 16th century when Luther was reforming Germany. Edinburgh was full of surprises and some great opportunities for shopping. But the museum in the castle was spectacular. This was our wettest and coldest day, so we enjoyed being inside, but we had fun in spite of it all. We said goodbye to Edinburgh and headed off to Melrose, Scotland. Before returning to England, we stopped at the border town of Melrose, Scotland. Here there's been an abbey since 1130s. It's one of the most beautiful abbeys, even though it's in ruins, demonstrating some of the finest architecture of that time. We had the opportunity to see the pig that plays the bagpipes, which is part of the decor of this abbey, and the ruins displaying the beautiful red stones. The color of the cathedrals often reflected the local stone. Here we see the York Minster with its magnesium limestone and its beautiful creamy white color. Many of the cathedrals had what was called a chapter house. Here we're standing in the middle of the chapter house at the York Minster, surrounded by these beautiful windows. Here the monks and priests would gather daily in this room and hear a reading of a chapter from the Bible. Not a bad practice for us to even consider this day. It was hard to leave the city of York and its beautiful side streets, but it was time to move on to another cathedral.
Walls in between. You would have had side aisles as the base of the pillars here, and there would have been lots of little side chapels.
We are standing in the midst of the old Coventry Cathedral, which was ruined during the bombing of World War II. It still stands today as a memorial to those who lost their lives in this horrific battle. Immediately next to these ruins stands today's modern Coventry Cathedral, and we were blessed to attend an evensong service in this place. We visited Holy Trinity Church in Stratford-upon-the-Avon. This is where Shakespeare is buried and where he was baptized. We had the opportunity to explore this beautiful church. Throughout England, we experienced beautiful gardens, such as these here at the home of William Shakespeare, the place where he was born. Today, it's a wonderful museum, giving a visitor the opportunity to experience what life was like during the time of William Shakespeare. We delighted in the opportunity to explore these rooms of the Shakespeare home. And then we explored the heart of the city of Stratford-upon-Avon on our way to Anne Hathaway's home, the wife of William Shakespeare. But our tour ended with 3 wonderful nights in the city of London. Here you see the Westminster Abbey, St. Paul's Cathedral, and we even took a boat ride under the Tower Bridge. Here's our group waiting for the riverboat tour of London. Here's the London Eye. And on our bus tour, we saw Kensington Park and the Prince Albert Memorial, directly across from the Royal Albert Hall. We enjoyed the local pubs for eating and visited the highlight of our tour, Wesley Chapel, right in the heart of London.